The future is a post-apocalyptic world, destroyed by the last Great War, full of lifeless wastelands and monsters. The only place that has become a refuge for the remnants of the past civilization is a city under a mountain, ruled by a supreme ruler who relies on the power of the Church of the Crusaders and its hierarch Johann. It is there that the execution of a witch named Soraya Ellis takes place, commanded by the right hand of the patriarch, Ash. She orders the slaves to stop working so they can watch the witch who dared to defy the order die. Soraya Ellis is known for not being able to refuse anyone and fulfilling any requests, so people from all over come to her for help and receive it. Ash reads the sentence and kicks the support from under Soraya Ellis' feet. But then something inexplicable happens. The witch looks into the eyes of one of the soldiers, and, without knowing why, he pulls out a gun and shoots the rope. Ellis takes advantage of this and runs away, while Ash kills the soldier who became the witch's slave and orders them to catch the runaway. The Crusaders search the nearby ruins, but this time, Ash herself falls into the witch's hands and soon hangs on the same noose. However, Soraya Ellis does not kick the support from under her feet. She simply walks away, letting curses be sent at her back while Ash tries to save herself. The slaves who witnessed everything happening give her the nickname, the Witch of the Unshackled Noose, and welcome her enthusiastically. Meanwhile, the lone hunter Boyce deals with the thugs who set an ambush for him. A two-headed snake helps the man, which he cherishes because it never lets him down. In the evening, on her way home, the witch gives alms to a blind woman who has never, and she didn't ask anything of her. The woman is surprised that the voice of Soraya Ellis sounds the same as it did in her youth, even though the witch should be much older than her. The stage confirms that she really is much older. Later that same night, the queen visits Soraya Ellis, knowing that she doesn't refuse anyone. She asks to buy the power of shapeshifting into a wolf. The witch warns that desires have no reverse power and tries to explain that every wish has consequences. But the queen is confident in the power of her desire. Then Soraya Ellis promises to find a hunter who will show her the lair of the werewolf from whom she will take the power before the full moon and bring it to the queen. However, when the ruler leaves, the captain of the guard, all-powerful Jirais, returns and, offering family heirloom watches as payment, asks Soraya Ellis to make sure his queen does not succeed in her wish. Despite the obvious contradiction, the witch promises him that he will get what he wants. After sending the guests off, Soraya Ellis falls into a trance in which she sees the werewolf killing several people who came for his pelt instead of full skulls. Meanwhile, the young queen speaks contemptuously of her elderly husband, the all-powerful one, who is almost immobile due to illness and can no longer take care of himself. She goes to her lover, the hunter Boyce, but when he leaves her chambers, he encounters a couple of crusaders on the stairs, whom the man easily deals with. Later in a bar, he meets Soraya Ellis, who needs a guide to the Lost Lands. The man refuses, claiming he came to play cards, but the witch easily beats him at the game, forcing him to agree, though he warns her about the horrors of the wastelands. Ellis asks him to show her the werewolf's den, and Boyce knows such a place and is ready to lead her to the River of Skulls, where the werewolf lives. As payment, she promises to give him the captain's watch. But then, crusaders, led by Ash, enter the bar. Boyce throws his snake at the lead crusader. It delays the chase, but Ash kills it. While the couple hides, the hunter is very worried about his pet, which surprises Soraya Ellis. Later, Ash drags a blind beggar to Patriarch Johann, and under interrogation, she is forced to tell about the visit of the witch Soraya Ellis, the queen, and her captain, whose voices she recognized. He orders his right-hand man to find the witch and the hunter at any cost and get them to confess to conspiring with the queen. Meanwhile, the couple stops for the night. The man tries to find another snake like the one he had, but there is no second one. At night, Soraya Ellis intercepts his knife to his throat, but it turns out the hunter had saved her from a scorpion. The next day, they stop at a trading post belonging to the hunter's friends, Ross and his sister Mara, with whom Boyce has a long-standing relationship. The witch asks the hunter to hurry, as she needs to reach the werewolf's den before the full moon. Otherwise, she won't be able to defeat him. He admits that the only direct route is along the railroad tracks, although it's very dangerous because that's where all the monsters live. Remember this moment. Boyce spends the night with Mara and unexpectedly tells her about the tragic fate of a boy who survived alone in the wasteland. When the woman suggests that he was talking about himself, Boyce laughs and says it wasn't him. In the morning, the couple leaves, and now only the Lost Lands lie ahead. Soraya Ellis and Boyce travel along the railway tracks, unaware that Ash and her people are moving in the same direction, but on a train. That same day, the Queen, upon learning this, demands that the Hierarch return the Crusaders because there is unrest in the capital, and he has sent a whole detachment somewhere unknown. He reminds her of the harm of witchcraft and threatens the woman, saying that rumors of her infidelity may soon be confirmed. This will undoubtedly lead to an uprising. She is outraged by his overprotectiveness, realizing that the Queen is really in collusion with the witch. He gives Ash the order to extract a confession from Soraya Ellis at any cost. Meanwhile, the Crusaders capture Ross and Mara. They confuse the man, but he stoically endures the pain. Seeing what is being prepared for her brother, Mara names the destination the couple is heading towards. The Crusaders then kill the man and burn their house down. The couple, meanwhile, reaches a ruined city divided by a deep gorge. Boyce leads Soraya Ellis along a cable car, which is operated by his friend. However, the old man doesn't respond to the hunter's calls. Boyce searches for him and finds his hanged body. Immediately, they are surrounded by the Crusaders, who have put on dark glasses so the witch cannot control their minds. Ash demands that Boyce hand over the witch, but he sees Mara, bound and tortured, being killed in front of him. A fight begins which Soraya Ellis joins. Using all her skills, she kills many of Ash's minions, but the Crusaders are unexpectedly too many. Moreover, they have a real gun and shoot at the wicked couple. Ellis and Boyce run toward the crossing, and a bus, which serves as a cabin, begins its journey over the gorge. A bunch of pursuers somehow manage to jump into it. After a tough fight with well-prepared opponents, Ellis and Boyce manage to deal with them. Seeing this, Ash now orders the cables to be cut, and the bus, having flown over the gorge, hangs on the other side. She aims at the enemies with a sniper rifle, removes her glasses for this, but falls under the witch's gaze and misses Boyce, allowing him to be saved. The hunter realizes that Soraya Ellis is truly a witch. At night, he pulls the bullet from his wound, and Soraya Ellis sews it up. They both remember the hunter's fallen friends, and he admits that the city oppresses him. They realize they are alike in both blood and spirit. The Queen finds out that she is pregnant. Now she has an heir, and she informs the Supreme Ruler about this joyful event. She then reveals that the father of the future ruler is an ordinary hunter, just like his mother, who comes from the people and suffocates the old man with a pillow. On this day, our couple enters the former military zone and sees Ash's pursuing train. They manage to pass first and take up a defensive position under the protection of a building that used to be a nuclear power plant station. However, mutants living in the zone attack them. Boyce sets fire to prepared combustible materials, closing the ring around them, but the mutants break through, and a fight ensues during which a barrel of fuel explodes. Eventually, the mutant commander, Demon, captures Soraya Ellis, who speaks some incomprehensible dialogue unnecessary for the plot and prepares to kill her. However, Soraya Ellis, with the power of her gaze, forces him to release her and then burns the demon with fire flowing from her hands. When everything ends, the witch loses her strength. She admits that the flames were harmless to ordinary people but deadly for creatures of darkness. She was hurt because every power has its price. Once, a man who knew about the immense power of this place came to Soraya Ellis. She helped him because she cannot refuse anyone. He gained this power but turned into a demon. Boyce feels sorry for the witch and promises to protect her. Meanwhile, the people are informed about the death of the Supreme Ruler and the expected heir. The Hierarch congratulates the Queen but reminds her that she will only hold power until the heir reaches adulthood. However, the woman flatters him, and the Crusader cannot act openly. Instead, he immediately orders Ash to find proof that the Queen's son is not her husband's. Meanwhile, the couple reaches the area near the River of Skulls. The hunter tries to convince the witch to abandon her plan and leave before it's too late, but she refuses and, in turn, asks him to leave, handing over the well-deserved captain's watch. She admits that she cannot retreat, for her curse is that she cannot refuse anyone. Therefore, no one should be near her, but this doesn't matter to Boyce. Soon, the Crusader train catches up with them in the tunnel. Ash rejoices, anticipating that the locomotive will crush the witch, but when they emerge onto a bridge, she realizes that there is a chasm ahead. Soraya Ellis jumps, and Boyce catches her while the train plunges into the abyss. Upon hearing about this, the Hierarch decides to seize the throne by force. However, the captain kills him, his guards, and the Supreme Hierarch. Soraya Ellis and Boyce pass through this tunnel, which is very dangerous, and Boyce had said they shouldn't go through it and that it would be better to take an extra 2 days to go around, where nothing would happen and where they wouldn't be ambushed. In the end, they arrive at the River of Skulls. The witch is shocked by the number of remains and is unable to count how many the werewolf has killed. Boyce asks the woman once again to leave while he holds off the werewolf, but she refuses and prepares for battle, putting on her silver claws. The man warns her that it's useless. Many have come here with silver weapons, and all turned to dust. He begs her to retreat, but Soraya Ellis has no choice. The rain begins, the full moon rises, and it is revealed that the werewolf they were looking for is Boyce. He starts to transform and enters into a fight with the witch, who transforms into a raven and, flying close, knocks the werewolf down. Coming to his senses, Boyce admits that he would have killed for her gift of knowing everything in advance, and she tries to ease his pain. It turns out that she knew about his nature all along and had placed silver in his wound, which she had sewn up, causing the silver to enter his blood and severely weaken him. She prepares to kill him, but the man shouts his desire to always be with her. She agrees but drives a knife into his chest. Morning comes, and Soraya Ellis sits by the grave. When the sun rises, she places the watch on the grave and leaves the place. The slaves of the city on the mountain greet the return of the witch who is immune to the noose and begin an uprising. Meanwhile, Soraya Ellis brings the werewolf's pelt to the palace. The queen must cut her finger and spill a drop of blood on the pelt, after which she will gain the ability to transform. The captain demands his watch back, as he had requested. That's not what it was about, but Soraya Ellis insists that he got what he wanted, the queen, because the man her woman wanted is now dead. She had warned her about the price of a wish. After receiving the werewolf's pelt, the queen is devastated and admits that she only wanted to become a beast in order to be with Boyce, because she had known the true nature of the hunter. In a fit of rage, she kills the captain but never puts on the werewolf's pelt. An uprising begins, and soon Boyce returns to confront Ellis. During their conversation, it is revealed that she knew everything about him. He could only fall in love with someone who was like him, and that's why the queen wanted to become a werewolf. But Ellis knew the queen wouldn't wear his pelt, that Boyce would survive, and that the rifle in his hands wouldn't fire. You can buy anything from Soraya Ellis, but it's better not to. At the end of the film, we see the couple just riding off somewhere together.